Let's open our minds and hearts to the inspiration that awaits us, seeking to draw practical insights that resonate with our lives from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 1, 21 to 28 this week. Life with Jesus brings freedom. Today, we dive into the Gospel passage of Mark, a passage that reveals the extraordinary authority of Jesus. Let's open our minds and hearts to listen to the inspiration and seek the practical application to resonate with our lives. Jesus' authority, recognizing our own authority, dealing with life challenges as we face with the presence of God, silencing the noise of life in our lives, overcoming spiritual obstacles, supporting one another in the faith community, taking practical steps, and appreciating the community of worship. Reflecting on Jesus' authority. The Gospel begins in synagogue, a place of worship and community in Capernaum. Jesus steps forward to teach, and the people are astonished, not just by his words, but by authority with which he speaks. It's not the authority of a rigid ruler, but the authority of love, compassion, and divine wisdom. Let's consider the authority of Jesus that holds in our life. How does his loving guidance shape our decisions, our actions, and relationship? Let's take the moment to reflect on the profound authority of our Lord. Recognizing our own authority. Now let's shift our focus to our own lives. Each one of us, especially our cherished leaders, holds a unique authority within our families and the communities. It's the authority that comes with the passage of time, the triumph over trials, and the accumulation of wisdom. But remember, it's not just about the number of years. It's about how we have embraced the teaching of Christ in our journey, in our laughter, in our stories, in our challenges faced with grace. There lies an authority that can inspire and guide the coming generation. How can we continue to share that authority of love and wisdom those around us? Dealing with life challenges. Life has its interruptions and challenges, just like Jesus faced in the synagogue. It might be health struggles, family issues, unexpected turns. Yet there is a resilience within you, a strength that comes not just from years lived, but from faith that weathered storms. May we share a smile. May we share our joy with others, the lessons we learned when God operates in our life. Life challenges become stepping stones when we face them with authority of love and faith. Can we recall a moment when we turned a challenge into an opportunity for growth and shared the strength with others? Silencing the noise of life. In a world filled with noise, technology, deadlines, and constant demand, it can be challenging to hear the gentle voice of Christ. Last week we celebrated the Word of God Sunday, to listen to God's voice. Jesus silenced the unclean spirits in the gospel. It's a reminder for us to silence the noise that hinders our connections with Him. It might mean setting aside moments of stillness away from the constant buzz to truly listen to what God is whispering to our heart. How can we create intentional moment of silence and connection with divine in the midst of life noises? Overcoming spiritual obstacles. Sometimes there are spiritual obstacles in our lives, doubts, fears, or complacency. The unclean spirit recognized Jesus in that recognition. That was a transformation. Let's acknowledge the spiritual obstacles within us. Seek the sacraments. Let's engage in prayer. Let the authority of Christ dispel any darkness in our lives. Let's share with one another how we overcome spiritual hurdles, and let those stories inspire and guide our families, friends, and community. Supporting one another. Our gospel highlights the communal response of Jesus' authority. The people in the synagogue were a community witnessing together the power of Christ. Our faith journey is not meant to be walked alone. Let's lean on each other for support, share our stories of faith, and encourage with one another in times of doubt. Our shared authority as a faith community strengthens us all. How can we better support one another in this journey of shared faith? Taking practical steps in our lives. One practical step we can take this week is to strengthen our spiritual life. It might be joining a Bible study group, attending a prayer group, or simply reaching out to someone in need. Concrete actions rooted in faith leads us to spiritual growth. What step will we take to deepen a relationship with Christ this week? Appreciating community. Before we move to the conclusion, let's take a moment to appreciate the richness of our elders bring to their communities. Our experiences, our prayers, our presence are a source of inspiration for all. Let the authority is not just a personal treasure, but the gift to the entire faith family. Let's express gratitude for the vibrant variety of wisdom and love that makes a community truly special. Let's carry the inspirations from the Gospel of Mark. May we recognize and embrace the authority of Christ in our lives, acknowledging the unique authority each one of us holds within our faith community. Let's challenge the life of opportunities for growth. May the authority of love and wisdom guide us in overcoming obstacles. As the week progresses, let's commit to silencing the noise of life, creating moments of stillness to hear the gentle voice of Christ. As we support one another in this journey, let our shared authority as a faith community strengthen the bonds that unite us. And finally, let's appreciate and celebrate that all the goodness we see in our community, recognizing that authority is a beacon of inspiration to all of us. May the authority of Jesus Christ guide our every step. May His love be the driving force in our lives. Let's open our minds and hearts to resonate. When Jesus is present in our life, there is freedom.